Hey guys, welcome back to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video I'm going to be showcasing another team that I've been using for the Mecha Talk boss for the end of Season 2. Before I get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to Dragonheir Silent Gods for sponsoring this video. If you are interested in getting involved in Dragonheir, please do click the link in my description or the pinned comment and get involved today for free. So the team I'm going to be showcasing in this video is my Frost team. So I've played around with this one a little bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit the 200 million damage cap, but I'm really happy with the damage I have been able to put out. In fact, a certain rare surprised me by out-damaging a fully booked legendary. So I have already done the run, I've pre-recorded that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the drilling ground and go through the team I used, and we will then, obviously, I'll show you the run and I'll talk about how that went at the end of it. So if we select this here, 1 second, there it is. So this is the team that I used for this fight. So first of all, I had my tank as Ardreth. So Ardreth was my tank and my healer for this fight. As you can see, she's built with a large amount of defense, not much HP at all, and that's really about it. Some skill haste as well to obviously allow her to cycle through her skills a bit faster. In terms of sets, I've got my Ardreth built in the Mona Lisa's set. This means that every time she uses her ultimate skill, she does heal the lowest target by 15% of their HP. This is just to help me to maintain the survival of my lower geared, well, my lesser tanky heroes like my damage dealers. And she's also wearing the Gatekeeper's staff. The reason for this is I don't have the Hourglass. I would love to have used that for the extra 40 skill haste, but without that, this is my best option just to allow her to rotate through her skills as fast as possible. Obviously, as well with this current build, her ultimate skill is down to a 13.7 second recharge, which lasts for 10 seconds, so the uptime is very high. But as I say, obviously I would love to bring in the Hourglass instead, but I'd have to get that first, I'm afraid. Obviously that covers my healer. Next up, I've got my Vinyara. So Vinyara is in here as my attack penalty, not just because of the damage reduction it brings, but also because of the fact that every unique debuff you place on the boss or any of the adds that spawn puts a 10% damage debuff on, a damage taken debuff on the boss. So having somebody who can bring in attack penalty just means I'm going to be doing 10% damage for the rest of the fight. So the way I've got my Vinyara built is she is in the Cyril set. The reason for this is to give my team 15% attack every time she places a debuff. Obviously that is on her ultimate skill. So that being cycled through allows me just to get that extra bit of damage out. I did try her in the Crown of the Unclean. The reason for this is I wasn't sure if Defense Penalty 1 and Defense Penalty 2 would count as separate debuffs for the boss's damage taken. It doesn't appear that it does, but either way, it just allows for some kind of extra defense penalty when there's a bit of downtime from the Defense Penalty 2 that I have on Lasenia. So next up, if we look at Lasenia, so Lasenia is kind of my enabler for my Frost team. So I've got her built with a high amount of accuracy to make sure she's placing the Frost debuffs. As well as that, she's got a good amount of crit rate, some crit damage, and some attack. Outside of that, she's just built in a damage set in Inventors, and she's wearing the Witch's Remains artifact. The reason for this is because her ultimate skill hits so many times that it nearly always places defense penalty on all of the targets. Obviously that does translate to the boss as well. So that is Lasenia. Like I say, she is just the enabler. She's not really important in terms of the actual damage dealers. She does do some damage, but it's not really anything to write home about compared to the next two that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to show you Oster next because he was the second best damage dealer of my team. So he is fully upgraded in his skills. He has 91% crit rate and 206% crit damage with a large amount of attack. I've also got him built in the Inventor set. It's just the best gear I've got lying around. I've been using Ice Blast all season where it's been kind of the prevalent set. So it's the best gear that I've rolled for damage dealers, and thus I have used it for these teams as well. He's wearing the Eyeball of the Giant artifact to increase his damage on his ultimate skill when it's hitting those adds. And as well as that, obviously giving him a large boost of attack. So next up, this is the one who really shocked me. I did not expect her to out-damage a fully upgraded legendary. So that is Usha. So Usha is my main damage dealer for this team. She's built with relatively low crit damage. And obviously, as you can see there, she's got a large amount of crit rate and a large amount of attack. She is once again in the Inventor's set, and she's wearing the Gravitrix's Roots artifact that you get from completing Famiander in Season 2. So that gives her a huge amount of attack and a good amount of HP as well. So yeah, as I say, she's really shocked me in this run. So we'll jump into the run now. You'll see the positionings just beforehand, and I'll be back at the end of the run to talk about how that went. And there we go. As you can see, the fight lasted for the full 8 minutes. Ardrith was able to solo heal the entire team throughout that period, and it finished on 161 million damage, which I'm really happy with. I wasn't quite expecting that much damage, as my previous tests were around 120 to 130. In terms of damage, let's start off with Lasenia. She did 28.9 million damage herself, which is nothing to be joked about. It's a good amount of damage considering she's not upgraded. Her skills aren't upgraded at all. My Oster did 58.7 million, which I was hoping for a little bit more, but it is what it is, considering Ushub came in with a huge 67 million damage on her own. So she outdamaged 2 legendary Frost heroes. Obviously, I know one of them was built more as a support, but even still, that is absolutely crazy damage. And the way she was positioned, she was able to hit all of the spawns on auto as well. In terms of skill timings, I will just run through those quickly as well. So if we have a look here at skill timings, I've got it set up so they are only using their ultimate skills when the ads spawn. So they're on a 30-second delay, as that is the cycle of the boss. So if you look there, you can see that the Lasenia's initial cast is going first before anybody else. And then after after half a second, the other 2 will be using their ultimate skills. The reason for this is just to make sure that the defense penalty goes out, and also the freeze debuffs as well, just to make sure I'm getting that extra damage, as it does quite literally double Usha's damage, and also increases the damage dealt from Oster as well. So that is all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this team. If you are enjoying the look of Dragonheir, please do click the link in the description and get involved today. And obviously, once again, just a huge thank you to the sponsor of the video, Dragonheir Silent Gods. I'll see you in the next video.